Hello everyone, this is Commander Henry McIver with Solitary Sellsword Incorporated. Today I'm going to do a video walkthrough of the ThrOG2 2.0 to give everyone a look at the gaming rig I use when I play Elite Dangerous. A full write-up of the components and what went into building this will be in a write-up that I will post on solitarySellsword.com, and I'll post the link in the video description below as soon as I get it written. For now, let's just step through what the rig is, what it looks like, and what it does, and we'll go from there. To start with, right off the front, we've got these privacy screens and blackout curtains. I put these in to block light out during the daytime when I'm gaming, but also to bring in some dark colors to bring the volume of the space in closer, to make it seem smaller, more closed in, to give it more of a cockpit feel, more of a closed in, snug sensation. And it actually works really well. These privacy screens also block view of anything else going on in the room. So if there are other people visiting, if I have family and friends here, they're doing things in this room, I'm completely blocked away visually from them. There's no distractions. Walking around the corner here, we come around, you can see the actual rig itself, along with one of my co-pilots, that's Jeannie. Quarters are kind of cramped back here, and I apologize for the... What? No, it's not your time. It's not your part yet. You come in too early. We don't need you right now, but thank you. Where was I? Yes, okay. So, talk about the different components of the system. And I'm just going to go clockwise around the circle. So we've got a wireless keyboard there. It's actually on an arm that moves in and out. And I do that because I want it close when I need it to type, but if I'm using the throttle here, it's in the way. You'll see that more clearly in a second. We've got an Orb Weaver game controller. This is the X56 Rhino throttle. We've got 3 monitors in what I call the TIE Fighter configuration. A center 34-inch ultra-wide, slightly curved, and 2 27-inch just HD monitors on either side. These come in really handy when I'm playing Elite Dangerous because I can bring up a NARA, Discord, EDDB, whatever else I need on these monitors here and have full access to all my resources. There's the left and right channels of the 5.1 surround sound, the sensor for our head tracker, switches for various assorted things I'll demonstrate in a second, Thrustmaster steering wheel and pedals, control for the headset and butt kicker, USB hub with buttons for each port, control for the speakers, the X56 stick, another control feature I'll talk about in a second, the vertical gaming mouse, subwoofer and main butt kicker control console, index. I'll have VR headset with sensors here and here. Next level gaming racing seat with a ventilator. You turn it on here and it pulls air through the bottom and blows through these holes. It drops my body temperature down 3 to 5 degrees. Makes a big difference. You can't see it because it's under the chair, but I have a butt kicker strapped underneath. Rear channels for the surround sound. A hat with an hour head tracker reflector on it, and my headset and mic. Now, as far as the way all this stuff goes together and works, you'll also notice I've got these shiny silver linear tracks here and here. That comes in very handy. It's very important because the entire chassis of monitors and steering wheel stand are all connected together with steel plate. They were originally 2 separate pieces, but I connected them together and made them one, bolted them in turn to these rails, and then bolted it to a linear actuator. So when I press this button right here, the entire thing comes in. nice and tight. The seat itself moves up like a car seat. So once I'm in all the way, it is very snug. There's very little room. And I only have it up this close when I'm actually flying the ship with the throttle and the joystick. It's too close for anything else. If I want to steer, like if I want to switch to the SRV and use the steering wheel to steer, I bring the seat back. That gives me more room to steer. I haven't bought a gear shift or a set of pedals with a clutch because I'm not entirely sure I like racing games. I'm trying them out, seeing what I like, but I bought this primarily to steer the SRV with the steering wheel, and it's a lot of fun. I still have to use the stick when I'm doing vertical thrust so I can control my pitch, my roll, my yaw, but when I'm on the ground, it's a lot of fun ripping donuts and pulling maneuvers with the steering wheel and a gas and a brake pedal. It's just more fun. If I want to do mouse and keyboard gaming, I'll use this orb weaver primarily instead of the keyboard and the mouse. Right now, my arm's actually hitting the chair. There's not room. I'm all bound up, but I can bring this out a little bit. And now I've got a perfect, ergonomically sound access to these control devices. The keyboard is wireless. If I need to do heavy typing, I can just bring it down to my lap, clackety clack. Actually, there's no clackety clack with this keyboard. If I just need some minor typing, it's right there in reach. If I'm using the throttle, it's obviously in the way. That's why I have it rigged up for the whole thing to swing out and out of the way. I can't reach the PC to power it on or off. The PC is all the way back there and closed in. So I wired in this power switch here. Turn the key, hit the button, and it powers up. Turn the key back off so I don't accidentally power it down. This also comes in real handy to prevent accidental starts from my cats or from my girlfriend's kids, should they get into it. Which they don't. They're actually pretty good about staying out of here, but I like to be better safe than sorry. This red button will eventually be replaced. I'm eventually going to put together a completely custom-made backlit, LED backlit control panel with switches, knobs, buttons for every aspect of this rig. But for now, this is what I've got, and it works. What else have we got? We've got these fans, 4 fans here. These are just cheap Walmart USB fans I plugged into a hub. That one looks like it needs flipped around. There we go. And the hub's wired into this switch here so I can turn the fans on and off. They're a little bit loud, but with the headset on or the surround sound cranked up, I can't hear them. They get drowned out pretty quickly. And if I don't need them, I can turn them off. That light flashes when the chassis is coming forward. It reminds me to go ahead and kill power to the actuator after the seat's all the way forward. If I don't, it burns the actuator up. So it's a visual reminder to kill the power. Steering wheel and pedals we already talked about. That's the control console for my headset. That's the remote control for the butt kicker. Controls for the 5.1 surround sound. And then this hub, it's where all the peripherals go. You'll notice everything is powered down. I can go in here and power things up individually if I just need specific controls. You see now everything's lit up. This comes in handy for a couple of reasons. I've got some games that can't handle multiple inputs. They're expecting only one. They want mouse and keyboard or a gamepad or one single thing. And when you have a bunch of different things plugged in, it can't handle it. So I can individually turn some of these off and just use the inputs that I need. It also comes in handy if I'm watching a movie or doing something where I don't need a lot of this LED light cluttering up the experience. I can shut everything off and dark everything out. If I do need more light, like for instance, if I've got cats around my feet and down in the bottom, before I move the tray, the chassis, I can kick some lights on to make sure I'm not cutting anybody's tail off or smushing anybody's paws, because that's no way to treat your co-pilots, is it, Harley? No. No, Harley says no cut tails. So we got a little bit of ambient dashboard, floorboard lighting. I think I'll add some more eventually, but what I got right now is enough. As you can see, everything's powered up with the power button there. And I would move this thing back, but I'm not entirely sure where my other co-pilot's at. Yep, she's not under there, I don't think. I would eventually like to put some kind of light or air horn or something down here. I can kick on to flush the cats out. I'm afraid joking aside, I'm afraid one of them is going to get hurt. Because that actuator's pretty powerful. It'll move a couple 100 pounds. And this chassis is very heavy. I could see one of them getting hurt. So I need to work out some kind of safety feature for them. And after that, it'll be finished. And that's pretty much all she wrote for ThrOG 2.0. A couple of things I do want to do in the future. I want to put a shelf on this wall right here with an actuator so that it moves up and down, and I'll mount the VR headset and this and a few other things to it, so when I need it I can hit a button and it'll come down into reach, and then when I don't need it I hit a button and it goes up out of the way, so I'm not catching my elbow on it. Because I also play Fallout 4 VR, Skyrim VR, and a few other things seated here. So it's nice not to have anything for me to catch my hands on when I'm waving around with the controllers. I also want to put a beer fridge right here. Maybe link it to an actuator too, so I hit a button and it slides out right up to the chair. Grab my beer or energy drink or whatever. Hit a button and it goes back in. And I do eventually want to put some sort of custom-made backlit LED control panel with buttons, switches, levers for all the different things. I'd like to have individual controls for the fans. Everything's controlled on that USB hub now. I'd like to have an individual backlit LED switch for, just to give it more of a cockpit spaceship feel. It'd be cool. And if I ever get the money, which is a big if, I may eventually put the next level racing chair shaker on this thing. That's the main reason I set up everything else to move rather than the chair. It would have been much easier from an engineering perspective to make all of this stuff fixed in place and just make the chair move in and out. But I wasn't sure. I was actually pretty sure that that would mess up my plans to put the chair shaker in. I thought the chair needed to be stationary. So it's locked in place. But for now, it works. It works great. It's a lot of fun to use. I spent a lot of time in this chair, and I enjoy every second of it. And that wraps up the video for ThrOG 2.0. I'm Commander Henry McIver with Solitary Sellsword Incorporated, and I hope you've enjoyed this video.